Hey there, guys. We're going to be going to the Maw of Malice and trying to knock this out with a mostly repeatable method. So our missions are 5 or more limits, no white, deal ice, lightning, and water damage. One thing you're going to want to make sure you have is White Fang, Blue Fang, Holy Torch, and some mana restore items like elixirs or mega ethers. You can buy Torch and both the Fangs and cities during the story. And then, elixirs and all that are just all over the place. Mog shops, Star Quart shops, etc. Alright, so let's see if we can knock this out pretty well. So we're going to start off with Lucas using Forced Engagement for the Provoke. Lena on turn 1 is going to do Teludric and Dance of Glimmering Water. That gives us resistance, mitigation, and immunity to breaks. Rain is going to just throw out a White Fang, and Zahn's going to throw out a Blue Fang. That does lightning and ice damage. Now, Fid is going to Water Fight and Ultimate Siesta for the break. The Water Fight gives us a limit fill buff, so that when we counter and such, we'll get more crystals. And then Ultimate Siesta is the big turn 1 break. Now this first turn is kind of random. He can use lots and lots of AoEs and possibly kill someone. It doesn't happen very often. If he does, reset the fight, it's only 5 energy. But because Lucas is provoking, he should eat all the single target stuff. Now we countered with a heal. That's not always going to happen, so I'm going to pretend like that counter heal didn't happen. And on turn 2, we're going to use Princess Devotion to heal. And we're going to do Heavenly Waters to give us the rest of the immunities that heals us next turn. Now Fid is going to give us Lovely Water for the Imbue, and she's going to do an attack break, which also imperils water. Rain is going to Extra Saber and complete Awakening. Lucas is going to dual cast Ethereal Core and Elemental Cover. That gives us a physical mitigation as well as some resistance buffs. Now Zahn is going to Reflector. We're going to do Critical Mirror on Rain to copy that attack buff. And then we're going to do Survival Mirror and Elemental Mirror on Lucas just to get some more defensive buffs. Alright. Now we've got lots of buffs on this turn, so we shouldn't really have any problems with survival, hopefully. It is still a little bit random what skills he uses, but we're provoking and all that, so we should be, for the most part, good. Alright, and now at the beginning of the turn, Lena will heal the team. Alright, now we did get Zahn's limit from just drops, but, like, worst case scenario, if Zahn didn't fill up, you would entrust Zahn right here. Right there. So now Rain is going to... Rain and Zahn are going to limit, and this is going to push that first threshold. The boss is in peril with the water, we're imbued with water, so that's all good. Lucas is now going to, let's see here, Magical Sanctuary, or Mystical Sanctuary for the cover. And Fid is going to Beach House Break, which fills limit gauge for the whole team. That'll help us get a limit going again pretty soon. Alright, so now the boss is going to do one of two things here. He's either going to buff his attack and magic, or he's going to buff his defense and spirit, as well as give a lot of mitigations. Yeah, Ethereal Barrier, Hardened Skin, Diablo Strike, Undying Force. Okay, so he did Undying Force, which is the safer one, but we're going to pretend like he did the dangerous killing stance instead. And we'll show you how you handle that. Alright, so this turn, Rain is going to go ahead and triple. He's going to triple Soul Blood for the Limit Burst boost. We're going to do a Wall for the Barrier. And we're going to do an All-Door Leader for the stat buff. Alright, Lena is going to Holy Torch the boss to get rid of all those buffs. Lucas is going to dual cast... or not dual cast. Lucas is going to Epitome of Defense for the resistance buffs. Now Zahn is going to... before we do that, let's go ahead and break the boss with Lid. For limit. Now Zahn is going to Reflector. We're going to use Critical Mirror on Rain for the attack boost. We're going to do Elemental Mirror on Lucas to copy those Magna skills. And we're going to Projected Mirror to extend those buffs to the team for 3 turns. Or 4 turns. So we basically got 4 turns to win with huge resistance buffs. Which cuts down on damage taken significantly. Alright, so once again, it's possible the boss buffs himself here. If so, it makes things a little bit trickier, but if he doesn't, it makes it really easy. Looks like he's not going to buff here, so we're good. Now, if the boss had buffed, we would use Fid. We could Dispel again with Lena. But because he didn't buff, this makes things really easy. So we're going to go ahead and limit with Lucas for the buff, the dodge and all that. We're going to re-imbue with Lena, or Fid, and we're going to just do an attack break, which also imperils the boss. Now, before we did that, let's go ahead and do our damage first. This, because we copied Rain's Limit Burst boost, this should deal all the way to the 5% threshold. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Boss going down real quick. Alright, but he does lock hit points. Now the boss is going to mana drain us next turn. So we're going to go ahead and just heal the team with Lena. And we'll do a Teludric Waters, which will fill our mana at the beginning of the next turn. Okay. Lots of thresholds here. But we've currently got Lucas's Magnus ability, which has been shared with the team with Zahn. We've got 4 turns of his Magnus buffs. We've got his Limit Burst for Mirage. We've got his Limit Burst for Mitigation. We've still got his Ethereal Barrier. His Provoke is worn off at this point. But that doesn't really matter too much. If Fid dies, we don't really care. She apparently got the Provoke buff. Yeah, Fid dies. Oh, we have Re-Raise too still. I forgot about that. That's fine. Alright, so... we lost our mana, but now Lena fills it at the beginning of the turn. And if you weren't able to do that, you could Elixir Lena, but we're not going to need to. So the boss is at 5%. We're still imbued. So Lena is now going to use Genuine Generosity. Oh, actually, it costs 0 mana. We didn't even need mana. That's going to AoE fill the team's Limit Burst. And we're going to go ahead and limit a second time with Rain and Zahn. And finish off this guy. There we go. The rest of the team doesn't matter. The boss is going to die, so we discard these 2. And there we go. We win. So there is a little bit of variation. You know, the attacks the boss does are random. If it doesn't work out perfectly smooth like that, you can reset the fight and just spend 5 more energy, try again. You only gotta do it once. But this is a pretty repeatable way to knock it out by doing things like sharing those Magnus buffs, dispelling the boss without white magic, all that. We did Ice, Lightning, and Water from the items and the imbue. We did plenty of Limit Burst, and we did no white magic. Alright, see you guys next time.